Good morning. It's Monday, February 12th, 2024. This is your Georgia WeatherNet morning update. A lot of rain continues to push through North Georgia, pushing down into Middle Georgia as well. Scattered showers in the south. And pretty much the day today, the theme will be North, Middle, and South Georgia. We have different threats of severe weather as we move through the day today, different hazards, and we'll talk about all that, break it all down. But just want to show you all that rain that continues to move through the state, and more is on the way. And we do have plenty of dynamic support coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. Look at these warm temperatures in southwest Georgia. Upper 60s, near 70. It is 70 right across the state line at Dothan, Alabama, and several 70-degree readings along the Florida Panhandle. So that warm Gulf moisture will continue to feed into southwest Georgia, push up into the mid-state as well to help these thunderstorms with their activity. Let's take a look at watches and warnings that we have around the state. Right now, we have a flood watch that's in effect for all of North Georgia and Middle Georgia. Just got a flood warning now issued just a few seconds ago that popped up in green there in metro Atlanta. So that's going to be covering a lot of the smaller streams as well as the Chattahoochee. Flood warning remains in effect for portions of the Savannah River out there in Screven, Effingham County, and the Satilla River, also with some flood warning. So that's going to no doubt stay in effect through the day today, and we'll see those flood warnings get extended as well with all this rain continuing to move in. Let's take a look at the severe weather outlook. Some good news coming in from the Storm Prediction Center. This is going to be for today, the kind of the deeper shade of yellow. That's your level 2 out of 5 severe weather risk, and that is pretty much south of I-20. North of I-20, level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk. The air is going to be pretty stable there in North Georgia, so I think we're just going to see flooding as our main risk in North Georgia. Middle Georgia, flooding, but also some severe storms are possible. And then South Georgia, it's mainly going to be those strong to severe thunderstorms and the possibility of spin-up tornadoes. This is a wintertime event. We call it a high shear, low cape event. That means the instability is not off the charts, but we have a lot of wind shear. That's that change in direction as you go up in altitude. So any storm, let me just make this clear, any storm that forms today will want to spin. The atmosphere wants to spin them up. So that doesn't mean they all will, but it means we're going to see several storms spin. So the possibility of those short track EF0, EF1 tornadoes, very, very likely today, especially in South Georgia and especially in Southwest Georgia. And as far as the big tornadoes are concerned, that's possible as well. Last Sunday, same situation down in Valdosta where we had a very similar dynamic setup. We had that EF2 tornado there just east of Valdosta. So that could happen today, but most of our spin-ups will be fairly small, fairly brief, and short track. So let's take a look at the modeling. This is 6 o'clock in the morning. You see everything setting up just about right with the more consistent and heavier rain through North Georgia down into the mid-state, scattered in South Georgia as we continue to push on through the late morning hours. We're going to see that line continue to ride toward the east. I think this drops down a little bit more to the south than what's depicted here, so expect those showers starting to move into Savannah, down into Claxton, down toward Vidalia as well as we move through the late morning hours. And then thunderstorms, let me just back up one more frame here. So this is 11 a.m. What I'm really going to be watching is that line from Macon stretching down south of Columbus down toward Quitman County. That's where we're going to see some embedded strong to severe thunderstorms. And again, a few could spin, and then you can see pretty much wide open air for the rest of South Georgia and out toward the coastline. So that atmosphere is just going to continue to cook up and allow these storms to form as we move through the afternoon hours. A couple of lines there we're watching now out between Macon and Statesboro, heading toward Dublin, Georgia, and then in South Georgia along toward Valdosta. So this is at 1 p.m. Got to watch out for those storms in that line. We start to clear I-75 by 2 p.m., and we head toward 3 p.m. Now we see the line moving through Statesboro and heading toward coastal Georgia. So that's where you need to be weather aware along the southeast corner of the state as we move into the mid-afternoon hours. On the backside, a few more storms starting to fire up, and still there's instability there, still a little bit of wind shear, so we'll watch out for those showers as we move through the late afternoon hours. And then we'll finally clear that main line out by 8 o'clock this evening. Sun will be down and the skies will be dark, and we will see the wind start to pick up this evening and then late tonight. But all should be clear after midnight. So we'll move into tomorrow morning. That is very windy. Look out for some wind advisories tomorrow as we get started during the day all across the state of Georgia. Very, very windy, but cooler and drier air will start to settle in, and that's pretty much going to be all we have to deal with through the day on Tuesday. So remain weather aware today. Going to be right here with updates throughout the day. If you have any tornado warnings, it'll be live, or any major clusters of severe thunderstorm warnings will go live right here on the Georgia Weather Net. Here's the latest local forecast now for you from Northwest Georgia to Southeast Georgia.